Hello everybody and welcome back to FM23 with the Youth Academy Only Save with Guiseley, and we are diving into season 24, I want to say it is. It could be 25. Is it 24? I think it's 24. I think it's season 24. Let's go into have a look. Let's go and have a look. It's been a good start. We're 10 games down. We're going to have our 11th game of the season in this episode. So, yeah, let's go have a look. Okay, first things first, we find ourselves 16th, but that's not as bad as it seems. We're in 16th, we have played 10, we have won 2, drawn 6 and lost 2. We've only lost 2 games, but we find ourselves in 16th. It's a bit bonkers. We're getting loads of draws at the moment, absolutely loads of draws. And it's not, as long as we get more points than games played, you're generally pretty safe. And we're in a position where, 12 points, a win in our next game, we could potentially jump up to 9th. 2 wins, you could potentially jump up into the playoffs. So really not that fussed at this early stage. But you can see we were top for the first 3 games of the season, and then we've just sort of plummeted down the table with a large number of draws. There's not much else to say about it, really. It has just been draws all across the board. You can see there we started with 3 wins on the bounce. A win against AFC Wimbledon 4-1. We beat Bradford in the EFL Cup 2-0. Beat Sheffield Wednesday 4-3. Drew with Bristol City 1-1. Drew with Salford 0-0 and then beat them on penalties. Lost to Rotherham. Drew with Cardiff. Drew with Brighton. Drew with Charlton. All away from home, so not bad results. Beat Peterborough 1-0 away from home in the EFL Cup 3rd round. Lost to Ipswich 2-1 at home. Drew away to Wickham and Aston Villa. And now we've got a run of Burnley, Fulham and then Watford in the EFL Cup 4th round. So 3 tough fixtures to end October, all at home. And it is interesting that generally our home form has been worse than our away form. But, we'll make of it what it is. But that's where we are in the season so far. We have had some transfer news. So if we go and have a look at the players outs, let's go. Not all transfers. Yeah, no, this is what we want to see, innit? So first off, at the back end of last year, we sold Faris Crilly, who was Jeff Hogg, to Dulwich Hamlet for 2k and 50% of any profit they make on him. I don't think that's going to be too much. Next up, Daniel Smari Magnusson, our very nice Icelandic winger, has finally moved on. He's gone for £81,000 plus 50% of any profit they make on that on another deal, and he hasn't started life brilliantly in League One. I'm sure he can turn that around because he's proven before that he can play at a better level than League One, but no real space for him anymore in our team, so we thought we'd try and cash in, and we did for £81,000. And joining him in Southend was Robbie Jones for 30k, a pace merchant, but never really had enough technically about him to break into the team. Only 22, so again, it's 30k plus 50% of the next profit of the sell if they sell him on, and he's probably more likely to get sold on by the AI if needs be. Next up, Prince Efeani. He broke into the first team last year, but I didn't think I liked his versatility. Remember I said about the triangle versatility that he's got? But he wasn't good enough at centre-back to beat who we've already got. Right back, he wasn't quite good enough technically on the ball. Holding midfield, he didn't have the work rate in the positioning. So we basically just cashed in him for 110k plus 50% of the next sale that they do. So 5 appearances already done, 6.57. Again, not really cutting it in League One, which is a surprise. But we'll see. We'll see how he gets on. He has got a bit of potential, so they may sell him on for a bit of money, but it is just a bit more money coming in. John Astley, son of Rick, or grandson of Rick, we should say. The 22-year-old striker, Welsh striker, we have now sold him to Ebbsfleet. He has his first goal for Ebbsfleet as well. 50k. Never actually made an appearance for us in the league. I think he got 1 League Cup appearance. But yeah, £50,000, 50% of next sell on. 8 appearances, 1 goal for Ebbsfleet down in League 2. Probably more his level. Looked like he could have been something a bit special, but never really grew in terms of his potential and growing into the attributes he needed, so not too fussed. The biggest one is probably Jevgen Villions, £100,000 off to Grimsby, 50% of the next sell-on profit as well. 6 appearances, 0 goals, 0 assists, 6.45 down in League One. Really not a good start for him at his new club. It just felt right to sell him. I think the youngsters we've got coming through are better, and yeah, in a 40 whatever game season, 21 games, 19 the season before that, 31 there. his highest goal scoring season was 13 in 31, so again, not amazingly prolific, but he was good. It's £100,000 for a player that had served us well but had finished his time at Guiseley. So yeah, he's moved on to Grimsby, and that is about it for money outs. All the others are loans, as you can see, lots of loan people going out. Nothing too much there. A few released players as well, as ever. We do try and keep the squads at a reasonable size. So a few people have gone. Steve Monaghan, probably the biggest name at 24. He had a loan spell at Blackpool where he did okay. He's been picked up by Shelbourne now. But yeah, other than that, Joshua Rose was one we were excited about when he came through, but didn't really progress at left midfield. And that's Stuart Richards, another one actually, had a number of first team appearances for us. Shipped him out on loan to 2 National League teams. He did all right, not amazing. Now we've been released on a free and no one's picked him up. So not too much else to discuss there. Finances wise, beginning of the season, 6.156 million in the bank. And that is pretty low compared to what it should be, because the board have once again invested in a few things. So if we go and have a look at the club info, and then we'll look at facilities. That's not actually what I wanted. I wanted club. Is it in club info general profile? There it is. Yes, training facilities are now up to 12. Junior coaching 20. Youth recruitment 20. The stadium expansion is finished again. So now we're setting records and getting more gate receipts in from that as well, which is amazing. If we go and have a look at club vision, and then is it board profile? Yeah, so we can see here, right? So they're improving the training facilities again. It's going to be completed in 4 weeks. They've sent 3 of our coaches on coaching courses. They're improving the youth facilities as well. That'll be finished in a month's time. And they've just added 3,000 seats to the stadium, which is awesome. So they are coming along pretty well, actually, to what we want to do as a club, which is lovely. Obviously, we've not signed anyone. This is the first team squad. Oh, yes. Patreons and channel members have all been reassigned. So, Connor, Supreme Dave, Kai Harding, Jake Mills, Father Todd Unctuous, Kristin Agnarsson. You haven't changed your people who you are. You are still the same people. You're in the first team. You're getting game time, so we're keeping you as you are at the moment. Jeff Hogg has taken over from one left back to another very high potential left back, so we're going to see how he progresses. He is, we've played 1 game. You're very much backup left back at the moment, but we'll see how it progresses. In the under 21s, as I was looking at my training screen rather than looking at my actual profile screen, there we go. So Jeff is in there. Loic Nijhuis, who I'm pretty sure I'm butchering your name. You are a very highly rated left midfielder, central midfielder, left, attacking midfield left. So we're going to be working on your technical attributes to try and get you up. So an 18-year-old. Hopefully you can come on and do pretty well. Joe Page has now taken over from what was a centre-back that we sold to a left midfielder, left winger. So you'll be in competition with Loic, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, very highly rated. You're all 5-star potential rated. Other ones we've got in here, I don't think we have anything else. Everyone else is in the under 18. So Xavi Edwards requested to take over Breton Maynell, so he has got Breton Maynell. So we'll see how he progresses at centre back. We then have John Carpenter, another midfield left. You're not all going to make it a midfield left at the same time, so potentially we will mix it out a little bit, mix it up. But yeah, very quick. We need to work on the technicals. Mentals will come with game time. But another 5-star rated player. Andrew Neeson has moved from one right midfielder to another. And you're getting there, to be honest. I think you'll turn into a pretty decent player on that right-hand side. And then we've got Balanese Balançon, who is gone from centre-back to right mid and central midfield. Central striker, I should say. Again, 5-star potential, a decent starting position. Let's see how we go. He actually requested Jerry Knight, so he's picked that player there. And I've gone with what the majority of the comments said, and that was to leave Jean-Claude Matchen untouched, because it's such an amazing name. So apologies to the Patreons and my channel members that did want him. But it's not. He's not up for grabs with a name like that. He's just not up for grabs. And the final one that I forgot was Jan Petrick, who is out on loan at Fylde to get some first team experience as goalkeeper. I don't think I've missed anyone else out from there. Apologies if I have. But let's go and play Burnley, who are coming to the Guiseley Stadium. As you can see, a win could still put us in a good position. We are only 2 points technically, or 4 points technically ahead of the drop zone. But let's see how we get on, because it's just we're just drawing lots of games. We don't have that slight killer instinct, and we don't have the ability to not concede goals at the moment. Right, Scott Lloyd this season in pre-season didn't do very well, so we've called up Louis Cromack, who has been our first choice goalkeeper for most of the games this year. Has conceded 16. He might be part of the problem. Scott Lloyd has played one league game and conceded one, so but nah, let's put Scott Lloyd in. To be fair, he didn't play that badly in the last game. This is our starting 11 for this one. Then we're going to go with Lloyd, Leek, Doncourt, Johnson and Leach at the back. Connor, Earl, Cox and Stitt across the midfield. Supreme Dave and Alphacoff in a Patreon front two, or strikerless front two. And then on the bench, we have Anchapong for the left wing. We have Kai Harding for right back or right wing. Jake Mills and Lyric Hartas can fill in these two roles. Christian Agnarsson is centre back or holding midfield. Father Deloncious, another centre back or right back. And Peter Hayworth as well as the midfield option for tiring legs. And that is where we stand at the moment. So let's get into the game, see what we can do against Burnley. I'm hoping that we batter them live on camera. That would be lovely. That would be absolutely lovely. So I was going to say, they don't have any names I recognise in there. Obviously, we've not sold them anyone, and we're in the year 2046. So it'll be interesting if I did recognise any names. It's important to make a home advantage count. That's what we're going to say. Obviously, Burnley, a good team. Not too bad. We do need to change this because we're live on camera. Back into sideline, lower the speed a bit, and go from there. Right, what can we do against Burnley, who find themselves in 14th position, just above us? So a win would allow us to leapfrog Burnley, which would be lovely. As you can see, we've had the match momentum to start. We've had the one chance, but they have a corner, and it's headed away really well. Spencer into Mitchell with a long-range shot over the bar, and that was easy for Lloyd to watch that one just sail over. But yeah, we do need to start changing our draws into wins. Last year, we had our record low amount of draws last year, and this year, it looks like we're pushing for a record high amount of draws because, yeah, we're just drawing lots of games. We are drawing with teams that are probably better than us as well, although it's interesting to see Sheffield Wednesday and Fulham right at the bottom of the table. But yeah, not creating too much. It's been a pretty boring game. Not too much happening. We'll let the same 11 players go out there, and we're just going to moan at everyone and just say, you've not been playing very well. So get out there and make it better, please. We'll tell them we want to demand more from the off as well. But again, just before the 60-minute mark, we'll make some changes. I think Supreme Dave looks like he's a little bit tired, as we have a highlight just before the hour mark. Lloyd, short to Johnson. He goes long up to Supreme Dave. Crown will pick up the loose ball. Ball through. Rochester's in. Great save from Lloyd. That is him showing why we picked him as the starting goalkeeper in this one. So Supreme Dave off. Jake Mills on. Hartas off. Alphacoff on. Graham Cox off. Hayworth on. And that's what we'll go with for now. Fresh legs pretty much down the middle. All the players we need to do the running are going to have fresh legs. Donkor into Connor. That's a terrible pass from Connor, our captain. Milton just going on his own. Good save from Lloyd again. I was hoping that might end in or go to another highlight, but not just yet. As just keeping an eye on the time. You can see space is starting to open up. The XG makes the game look like it's coming a bit more open. Connor off for Christian Agnarsson. John Leek on a yellow and not playing brilliantly is going to come off for Kai Harding, and that is all of our substitutes. Kai Harding is a much more attacking fullback than Jay Leach, so I'm hoping it'll allow us to have a bit of an effort down that right-hand side. Lloyd with some safe hands again. What can he do with it? Lloyd goes long with a kick looking for Jake Mills, but couldn't quite pull that one off. Good header from Christian Agnarsson. Hayworth is caught on the ball and tackled. Hughes is put in behind. We have got defenders back now. Johnson looked like he fouled him. Referee said play on. Williams into Commodore over the top. Oh, and it's hit the bar. Burnley hit the bar as Earl looks to break. And, well, we got a bit lucky there, didn't we? Scott Lloyd came out and didn't really get anything on the end of it. And is it going to be another draw for Guiseley with 3 minutes to go? I don't really want to change too much. Milton comes forward with it. Agnarsson robs him well. Back to Lloyd. Into Johnson, out to Leach, into Hayworth. This is good passing. Can Stick get on the end of it? He can. Stick tried to feed it through. Yeah, that wasn't in. Thank you, Football Manager. We could see that wasn't in. 4 minutes of added time. Leach into Stitt. Stitt round the corner to Hayworth. Hayworth's in the box. It's a penalty. Come on. It is a penalty. It says Hayworth dived, but no VAR to look at it in the Championship. And we're going to get a penalty with about a minute to go. Jake Mills fires it in down the middle. Come on. Come on. Right, let's drop our mentality back to positive as Jake Mills left-footed down the middle. Keeper dives out the way. And with not long left to go, we get the win. Come on. 13 shots to 10, 4 shots to 3. Burnley having more shots, us having better XG. Higher possession for us as well. More passes, higher pass completion. I would say on the balance of things, we may have deserved it. I mean, we did have a couple of chances in there, but match momentum, we had the better momentum throughout. Substitutions made different. And Scott Lloyd, who we kept in goal, I was about to bring in Cromack, but Scott Lloyd stayed in goal. 35-year-old Scott Lloyd, and picks up man of the match, which is absolutely awesome. You've got to love that. We got the result without playing our best. That is a first win in 7, I think it is, although there's only 2 losses in that 7 without a win. But it moves us up to 12, so the table's pretty close at the moment. There is the chance Reading and Bournemouth have both played 12 as well, so a win would take us above Bournemouth because our goal difference is better. So plenty to play for. It's early in the season, and of course, we're now not going to come back until March time because that is Youth Intake. We might come down. We might come back around December. We'll see how it's going, or in the new year or something like that. But yeah, up to 12th place. Very good. John Beale's happy. He's happy with the standing as well. And who knows? I think this system, we're going to settle down with this system. We're going to use it for a while against all sorts of formations. We do have other ones to move to as well. We've got our 4-2-1 or 4-2-3-1. We've got a new asymmetric thing I'd fancy trying at some point as well to get the best out of 2 strikers. But at the moment, we're going to stick with strikerless because it's not... We're not winning lots of games, but we're also in games and creating chances, which is crucial. So I think that is key in this year's Football Manager, to just make sure the tactic you're using is getting you decent XG and decent chances. So yeah, excellent. Right, we might be back in December. We might be back in March. Who knows? Keep an eye out for the next episode, and I'll catch you then. Thank you so much for watching. For now, I'm out. Cheers.